All right, welcome everybody. I'm so glad you're here with me tonight. My name is Julie Brown. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome. If you've never been to my site before, I'm going to go over a few housekeeping items, and then we will get started because I have a really cool card for you tonight. I'm so excited about it. So let me just pop up some of my housekeeping information. This is how you can get in touch with me. This is where you can place orders with me. And I do ask that if you do place an order with me this month and it is under $150, please use that hostess code. You can order through me at juliebrown.stampinup.net, and then there's my email. You're either watching me on Facebook or YouTube, but my Pinterest and Instagram is the same as my Facebook, which is the Julie's Creative Stamping. And then my YouTube, if you ever want to go back and look at all my videos there, it's juliebrown.julie's Creative Stamping. And then I'm working on my blog, so it's up and running, and it's got a lot of great information. But you can always go check out my blog and see. I've got tons of cards on there as well. Plus, I have just some different information that's helpful to you, especially if you're just starting out in stamping. Alrighty, so let's get that out of the way. And then I'm just going to cover a few of my online classes here really quick and explain them real quick, and then we will get started. So the first one is the Card Making 101. That is going to be next week. And if you haven't already signed up for that, it's too late for me to ship out the kit for that. But you can watch it, and then you could, get in touch with me, say, yeah, I want the kit. One of the things that I'm trying to do for you guys through the Card Making 101 is we are starting with the kit so that you get used to all the verbiage that everybody uses in card making. Also, it helps you to learn how to layer and how to design without having to create it yourself. It helps you learn how to follow directions, which is something that you'll need to know because as you get going in your card making life, you will see a lot of cards that you like, and you're going to need to be able to read those directions and understand what they're saying. But the one thing that I throw in for you is I have a starter kit that I do with a bunch of different tools. And so what I do each month is if you sign up for the 101 card making class, and you can still sign up for it, and I can send it to you, and it'll just be late, and you'll have to go back and rewatch the video. But what I do is each month I'm going to be throwing in one of those tools that you're going to need to have that you will be using for the rest of your card making career. So that's that class. The next one that's coming up is the Christmas in July Craft Along. That's going to be, I think that's the 4th Wednesday of the month, and so you still have time to get signed up for this. And basically the only this class is completely free. Card kits are free with a $40 order. So all you have to do is go on to my online store, place a $40 order, and you will get the cards to make that kit. I am using the Iconic Celebration Suite for that. So if you do want the stamp sets to match what I'm doing, you don't have to have them. You can use any Christmas stamps that you have at home, and they will work for this. All right. And then let's see, what else do we have coming up? Oh, that one's already over. Okay. Then the next thing is, for tonight's class, you will be able to get the PDF for this class, which you're going to want. And all you got to do is just scan that QR code and sign up for my email list and start getting my newsletter every month. So that's a pretty easy one to get the PDF for what I'm doing tonight. Sorry, I had a mental lapse there. All right. Okay, so what we're doing tonight is we are doing a double fun fold card, and we are using colors, and we are stamping, and I have a dang fly again. Oh my gosh, you know what? I walked over and got the fly swatter, and then I left it over there. Okay, we will survive the fly. Anyway, guys, I'm doing tons of stamping tonight, which I haven't done not this much stamping in a long time. And let's see, I'm going to be using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 colors tonight. So it's going to be exciting. And oh, you know what? I don't have my comments up yet, so I do apologize. So if you guys are on, you can type in, let me know you're here. And if you have any questions with anything I'm doing, you can type that in as well. So again, I'm using 10 colors tonight. This is the most, I don't think I've used this many colors ever on a card before, but this one's going to be pretty exciting. And so, and let me tell you what the inspiration is. So the inspiration is this Full of Life DSP. So I am using the Full of Life DSP, and let me get this out of the way. There we go. And I just want you to see, look at all the colors that this DSP has. And so now you can see why I am using as many colors as I am. Hey, Shanine, I'm so glad you're here. It's really exciting. And sorry, guys, I'm fighting this fly and it's driving me crazy. So the other thing that I am using tonight is this Submarine Life. Now, everyone always asks me, Julie, should I buy it when it's in a bundle? The answer is always yes, because although this is a bundle, it doesn't sell as a bundle anymore because it only sold as a bundle when it came out the first time. This is a carryover. And so now you have to actually buy them separate, and I'm going to throw those numbers up there for you real quick. So you might want to write these down because you may not think you want it yet, but I think once you see this card, you're going to be in love with this. But so unfortunately, you do have to buy these separately. Good news is, if you want that craft along, Christmas in July, if you want those card kits, and buying these two things is going to put you at that $40. So this will actually help you get there for that craft along. But anyway, write those numbers down because you may decide you want them. All right, let's get back where I need to be. All right, if this fly starts driving me super crazy, I'm going to pause and go get my fly swatter, and he's going to die. Okay, so we are going to start with stamping because that is going to take, again, if you just got in here, 10 colors, 10, you can kind of see them around here, but we are using 10 colors tonight. So let's get started. So because I'm using the Submarine Life, I'm obviously going to be, this is the opposite side of those, that really colorful paper. You can see on the other side what it looks like. And so I'm going to do this in a certain order. So I think we're going to do this one first. We're going to get all the stamping done on this one. And then I have all these other pieces to stamp. So it's going to be Stamp-a-mania tonight. I promised that in the Facebook thing that we are going to be Stamp-a-mania. Okay, so the first color that I am going to use is Petunia Pop. And I'm going to bring this in over here and move those two. And so what I'm doing with this is I am just putting some of this coral down at the bottom of this scene. And the nice thing about this is you can stamp it, and then you can stamp it again, which I'm going to do over here because I'm going to show you what that looks like. So then we're going to stamp, and then I'm just going to move that and stamp off like right there. So you just get a more faded look. Let me see if I can bring you guys in just a little bit. I think you can see okay, but I just want to make sure. Okay, and then I want a partial one over here. Okay, what happened there? Oh shoot, I put my finger in it. I'm like, how did I get a dot up there? That's okay, that's gonna be covered. And then we're gonna put another one right here. Okay, so that is Petunia Pop. And I'm gonna be, sorry guys, there's gonna be a lot of cleaning tonight because we are rocking and rolling with stamping. Okay, next I am going to bring in Granny Apple Green, and all these colors that I'm using are in this, are the colors that coordinate with this paper. And so I'm using my ink spot this time. So for those of you that don't know what these are, if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin or our kits, these are the inks that you end up getting, which this is a really great way to start. That's the other reason I start using the kits with the Card Making 101, because it starts building up your ink pads. Even though they're little, they still work. You can get the re-inkers and re-ink them, and they'll work for forever. Maybe not forever, but they'll work a long time. But I just wanted to kind of show you how, you know, that these are just, they're pretty easy to use as well. And so we have another little coral or seaweed, and we're going to bring this one in. I went crazy making this card, but wait till you see this double fold when I start putting it all together. You guys are going to freak out. It is so cool. Okay, so for this one, I just want to put this one in the middle because we're going to put some surprises here. Oops, keep forgetting I've got the ink spots. So as you can see, you just take the ink spot to the stamp and it works just as well. Okay, I'm trying to think if I used Granny Apple Green anywhere else. I don't know. We're going to do this scene, and then if I have to come back with colors, I will. All right. So I don't know if you got a good look at this stamp set, guys. This is, I just want to show you, look at all these cute, they all have like little goggles and snorkels. Super cute set. Super cute set. All right, let's clean this off. I think I'm just going to leave my, I usually shut my chamois so it doesn't dry out, but I'm going to need it open tonight. Okay. So now we're going to use Melon Mambo. And I'm going to do like all these long ones, and then I have some short ones that we're going to be, so I will be doing some double up. I'm going to have to double up or bring back colors. So I'm going to do this little crab, and I want him down here at the bottom. Look how cute. Oh, I'm in love with this. I really am. Okay, the other one that is Melon Mambo is our little octopus. And she's going to go up here in the water. Isn't she cute? Because she may not be a she. I'm saying she's a she, but we shall see. And then we've got some fish that we're going to bring in over here. Now you'll notice I'm leaving this whole middle open, and there's a reason, because there's going to be something that's covering that. So don't think that I'm just being crazy and just leaving, you know, just only stamping on the top and bottom, and I'm not doing anything in between. Don't forget, if you guys have questions, give me a shout out and we will get that done. Okay. Next, I'm going to use pumpkin. Oh, I can't decide because I really want to use Daffodil Delight, but it's so light. I think I will use Daffodil Delight right here because I'm bringing in our little starfish that is, again, super cute. I've just got to find them all. Sorry. So I'm going to ink this one up really good because I want it to be as dark as possible. This one's going to be a little bit harder to see, but I mean, you can still see them, right? So there's our little starfish, and that was in Daffodil Delight. Like I said, 10 colors. You guys keep up. Okay, and then we did, I have a fish with a snorkel. Let me find him. And this one was in Coastal Cabana. And again, I have an ink spot for that. So again, you guys can see that the ink spots do work. And it's a good way to get started with building your inks because they work really good. All right, move that one. And then we are going to bring in, let me see where I'm at, those fish again, but this time we're going to do them in Shy Shamrock. Am I blowing your mind yet with all the colors? this set, like I said, it is absolutely made for building scenes. Okay, so there's the Shy Shamrock. Because you guys, when I've snorkeled before. I don't know if any of you have snorkeled before, but I have snorkeled before. And the colors are amazing in the ocean. I mean, they're brighter, they're vibrant, and everything that you think that it is under the sea, it is. Okay, so I'm going to stop with that part of it. Set this to the side. And then I'm going to bring in my little small pieces here. And these two I don't need. I'm not stamping those. And I need these two. Okay. So I'm going to bring in these two. We're going to bring in that melon mambo again. And we're putting another, because there can't just be one octopus in the ocean. Hey, Colleen. So Colleen's already seen this card because I was on a training with her earlier and I said, look what I'm doing tonight. So she has she's got a heads up on all of you guys. She has seen it. She hasn't seen me make it, but she's seen the final card. Okay, so let me decide what I want to do here as far as colors. Okay, so I need to bring in my little crab. Oh, I'm trying to decide what color is going to show up the best over here. I think we will just do blueberry bushel on blueberry bushel. Oh, thanks, Colleen. I'm so glad you liked it. He might blend in, but that's what crabs try to do, right? They don't want to be caught. So you can still see him, but let me bring it closer. But he's a little dark, but you can still see him. He's there. No hiding from us. Okay, so while I've got that out, I'm going to go ahead and do my starfish in that same color. Because it's really the only way I know to make them stand out when you're stamping on such a dark background there. And then we're going to do our little fish with the snorkel. And he is going to be shaded spruce this time. I know. Another color. Told you guys I'd be driving you crazy tonight. Color, color, color. But we're going to get all the stamping done. And then wait till you see this thing go together. Okay. Now, okay, so that's all we need there. Okay, so for these, we need the bubbles. So there's a little bubble stamp as well. Colleen, you snorkeled once and almost drowned Corey. I can't wait to hear that story. That's got to be a good one. Okay, let me find the bubbles. Bubbles. Okay. So again, we're going to do these in blueberry bushel. There's that stupid fly. It's like they know when I'm going to be on, right? And they're like, we're just going to kind of fly around and see how much we can aggravate you tonight. They're doing a good job. He's doing a good job. So we're just stamping bubbles all over this piece. How fun is that? Okay, so there's that. And let's get this one done. And I probably could have stamped some of this ahead of time, but you know what? It is Stampin' Up, right? So we're going to stamp, guys. I can't wait till you guys see the finished product on this. This one was just so much fun to do. Because we're going to be punching out. We're going to, yeah, we've got, like I said, we got a lot to do tonight. Okay. I'm fighting with that fly. Ugh. Flies are the bane of my existence, I'm telling you. All right, so let's clean that. And then we are going to bring in a little white strip. This is going to be, oh, I am getting ink. Let me grab a wipe because I can already see where I'm touching stuff and I've already got ink everywhere. All right. So I need one of my little white pieces, because this is going to be a little sentiment. And what we're going to do with this one is we are going to bring in the Coastal Cabana, and this is Waves. So this is, and all these stamps are in that set. So although I am using 10 different colors, I am only using the sentiments and the images from this stamp set, because it's fun. All right. So we're going to put some waves at the top and then bring that back in. And again, this is called a Stampin' Spot. This is what you get in our paper pumpkins and our kits. The nice thing about the kits is that they're all inclusive. So you get, if it's a stamping kit, you get the stamp set. With the kits, you get the block. With the paper pumpkin, you get your block the first time, and then you use the same size every single time. All right, and now we're going to come in back in with Blueberry Bushel, and we are going to put the happy birthday sentiment, if I can find it. You should see how many stamps I have sitting over here on blocks. It's crazy. Okay, now let's see. Can I stamp straight tonight? All right, I stamped straight. Okay, so let's set that to the side. Let me think, do I have, oh no, I've got to stamp the back because this is going to be, yeah, the sentiment, part of the sentiment. Okay, so, oh, I still needed that. So on the top, it's going to say, floating by just to say hi. Isn't that cute? If you guys can't tell, in love with this set. I have been wanting to do something with this set since I got it, and other things kept coming up, and like holidays were coming up, and so I kept delaying it. And I do feel bad because I should have showed you this when you could have got it as a bundle, because if you guys fall in love with this, unfortunately you can't. You can still get the stamp set, you can still get the punch, but you don't get that 10% discount. Okay, now we have a submarine. I have a granddaughter that is in love with the Beatles. So can anybody guess what color the submarine's gonna be? If you guessed yellow, you are right. Daffodil Delight. I had to do it. I had to do it. I wouldn't have been able to face her if I did a submarine card and didn't do a yellow submarine. Uh-oh, I can already see that didn't stamp very well. So let's ink that back up. That's the nice thing about the photopolymer. Huh, it's not wanting to take right there. I wonder what's going on with that. You know what? We'll turn it over and do that again. I'm not sure why it's not. Oh, there we go. I just wasn't pushing right. There's that fly again. I'm so happy. Okay, that's much better. So now I got to do the sentiment again. Sorry, guys. I apparently was not putting the right pressure down. But just so all of you guys know, especially for those of you that are starting out stamping, we all have a dominant hand when we stamp. And so we tend to either lean more to the left or the right, both when we're inking up and when we're stamping. And so that's something that you learn about yourself. And then once you learn which side you tend to lean to, it's a lot easier to make sure that you're putting that extra pressure there. So if you have stamped before and you're like, I'm really bad at it, it never came out right, then you definitely need to take my class, because I will teach you that you can do this. Okay, am I done stamping? Let me think. I'm done stamping. Okay, so I can get all of these colors out of my way. So I hope I wasn't like going like super fast so that you guys, oh no, I'm not done stamping. I lied. Okay, I need the yellow, and because I was like, I haven't used the balmy blue yet, so I can't be done stamping. But as soon as, okay, so Stampin' Up! Had this wonderful stamp, stamping up. It was called the Stamparatus, and it helped us to stamp, especially when we had one of these punches that's called a builder punch. Because what happens with these builder punches is it punches out several things at the same time. And so we were able to, and you're going to want to do this regardless of whether you have a Stamparatus. You're going to want to stamp it out. And then I took a zig marker and I traced around this inside to give me that black outline, because that's you're gonna see why I did that, because that's gonna help me in my stamping. And what I'm trying to do here is get this stamped in such a way. Okay, I had that piece of paper here. What did I do with it? Hold on. I am trying to stamp in such a way that I can do one cut. I can get this all cut out, punched out together. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this down on my paper, and I do use a bigger piece of paper than I need, just because it just makes me feel better. I mean, that's truly why. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is the Submarine. And so again, if you have the Stamparatus, this is a lot easier because you can line all three stamps up at the same time and stamp them. If you don't have the Stamparatus, here's the fix for that. Okay, I'm just going to make sure we're getting good coverage on this. Okay, so I am going to come down, and because I can see those lines, it's going to help me be able to just go slowly down and get that right in that center section. Voila, just like that. Okay, I am having to stand up so I can see. Okay, so now I've got to stamp the other two, and then I'll be able to punch everything out at the same time. So I need to find my little propeller. So we're going to ink this up really good. Same thing as we are going to come down and get that stamped in there. Okay, I was a little off on that one, but I think I'll be able to correct it. Do you see how I kind of went up on the left side? And the reason is I'm having to look past my phone, which is my camera, as I'm looking down. So it is a little bit harder for me to get these lined up and still keep it in the frame. Let's hope I did better on that one. We shall see. Anyway, if you're doing this where you're sitting down and you can pull this close up to you, this is a lot easier to do that. But do you see how that helps? And then when you pull this off, there's your stamped images. Okay, so now let's see if I was good enough that we can get this punched out in one punch. So now I always punch from the bottom so that I can see how to line things up. All right, let's see. I'm just going to try to get it good enough. It's not going to be perfect. But do you see how that kind of lined all of them up? And then we just push, and they all pop out. All of our pieces. Oh, I do have one more thing to stamp. I lied. Okay, so we're going to stick all that over there. And so I have this long piece here that I need to put the bubbles on. Bubbles, bubbles. All right, sorry guys. And then we're done stamping, and then we're putting this card together, and we're gonna be done. Of course, this card takes a little bit because it is a double fun fold. Okay, so again, we're doing the same color ink. And we're just gonna throw some bubbles all over this thing. And you'll notice that I do kind of turn it around just so it gives it a different angle, a different look. So this is actually even though I'm going fast, this was actually, when I created this card and I did the stamping originally, this was actually a very peaceful card for me to make because I just got to sit and stamp. And it was so much fun. I was like, I'm just stamping. And I could just take my time. But obviously for video purposes, we don't want to keep you guys here all night long. All right. So there you go. All right. Now comes the fun. All right. I am going to cut, where's it at? And you'll find out later. So you will need to cut like an extra little top. And you'll see why in a second. So there's that. Alrighty, here we go. Okay. So I'm going to bring in everything that we stamped because they all have mats. Of course they do, right? Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to start matting these, putting these on the mats. And this just gives it extra depth, extra fun. So one of the ways that you can add dimension and add depth is to mat things. When you mat things, you put, you know, just something right behind the other, and you'll be surprised how it just makes it pop when you do that. Okay, so we're just gonna add these, and I may not get these perfectly straight because, again, if I'm doing this at home, I can take my time and actually put my head over what I'm doing so I can see what I'm doing. But, you know, I don't think you guys want to see the top of my head. You're probably more interested in watching this. But you will notice I start on one end and then I just kind of lay it down. So there's that one. Here's this one. Okay, so what do you guys think of the stamping so far? It was a lot, wasn't it? Lots of color, lots of stamping. And how many of you have done this much stamping in a while? Obviously, I didn't put my Stampin' Sale Plus. Now, I use Stampin' Sale Plus on almost all of my fun fold cards because the Stampin' Sale Plus, this stuff is so strong. I mean, once you get this down, it's not coming up. It's not moving. So you do have to kind of get it down right the first time. I mean, look at this side. Aren't those colors beautiful? This paper is just so gorgeous. So if you didn't get that down, let me pop that back up there. It's called the Full of Life DSP. By the way, again, for those of you that aren't used to our lingo, DSP stands for Designer Series Paper. And anytime that you hear, especially Stampin' Up! Demonstrators talk about paper, we're always saying, oh, the DSP, the DSP. And I know for those of you that are beginners, you are not understanding what DSP means. And that's what it stands for, Designer Series Paper. So Designer Series Paper is any paper that has a design on it. So like this is cardstock, right? It's just cardstock. But this has a design, and so we call it Designer Series Paper. And Stampin' Up! Has all sorts of Designer Series paper to help us out with our creating. And the nice thing about Stampin' Up! Products is they all coordinate. So all the colors coordinate together. And so for me, that was a huge thing because it takes the guesswork out of, I used to go to a scrapbook store here in town and I loved them. But what I didn't love was going to a class and them handing me some designer series paper and saying, okay, now go find your cardstock. Do you guys know how many shades of red and blue and yellow there are? And I mean, it almost took me like an hour. And this was like when I was first starting. So that's why Stampin' Up! Is great for beginners because everything coordinates and that part of it's out of it. I would sit there for an hour, right? And my class was 2 hours. So the first hour of my class, I'm not in there making my scrapbook page. I'm walking around the store trying to find cardstock that will match up with my designer series paper. I hated that. So that's probably why I'm very partial to Stampin' Up! Because of that coordination was a huge thing for me. So Colleen, I'm glad you're getting to see it. I mean, you've seen the finished product and now you're getting to see what these guys go through, the anticipation that they have to go through to see the finished product. So I don't know if you guys can hear what sounds like a herd of elephants in my house, but that would be my granddaughter and my pups running around upstairs. So my granddaughter, she's 10, and I started getting her subscriptions to that Radish Kids. It's a cooking thing, and so she's been doing it for several years now. And so her and I went shopping yesterday, and I got her all the ingredients. And then I came down here and did some videos and had my husband stand next to her just to make sure that she didn't burn herself or anything while she cooked dinner. And she made penne pasta with sausage and a cream sauce. And oh my gosh, it was so good. So, so good. All right. Okay. I'm like, do I have everything? And unfortunately, there's more of this. Okay, so here's our card base. And so you'll notice it has these little scored edges on this side. And so we're going to bend those back. And anytime, and I know you guys have heard me say this 100 times, fun fold cards. Oh, you know what? Let's bring you guys out a little bit. Fun fold cards. Colleen, it was delicious. You need to burnish. What is burnishing? It is taking a bone folder. Mine is a fancy bone folder. Stampin' Up's looks like this. It works. And it is just enforcing the crease. So when you hear us say burnish, that's what we're talking about. It's enforcing those crease. And then we might tell you like fold it mountain or valley. So this is a valley fold. So if you think like you're standing on a mountain, there's your valley. So that's going to be the valley fold. I'm trying to teach because I know I've got some people on here that are first time card makers. And then this, what I'm doing this way, because if you hold this straight up, that's the mountain fold, right? Because it goes up. And that lingo you're going to need to learn if you like fun fold cards, because you're going to be using that a lot. Okay, so then I'm just going to kind of fold everything back because I need this to lay straight for a little bit while I put pieces and parts on. So let's go ahead and put these pieces on here. We're not even to the double fold yet. This is just the first fold. All right, and again, you can use liquid glue to put all these panels and stuff on. Tonight I am using the Stampin' Seal Plus because not only does it hold really well, but it's fast. Okay, so that's going to lay there. And then it's like, which way do they go? Then I need these pieces. Oh. Okay, so no one's talked about when they have just sat down and stamped. It's been a while, I guess. Okay, so there's that. Now, the great thing for my team is anyone who joins and is part of my Stampin' Up! Team, any of the cards that I do on my videos and in my card classes, they get all of those PDFs for free. So there is a benefit, besides all the benefits that Stampin' Up! Gives you, there is a benefit for being part of my team, because I give, think about it, I do a video every Wednesday night, and then I have card classes, and so, yeah, I mean, they end up with a lot of PDFs to do cards. Okay, so now let's flip this over and put the back pieces on. So we're going to do the green up. Let me make sure that's up. Always do that, guys. Always look and make sure that your up is also the up in the back. That's another mistake that not just newbies do, but those of us that we get to talking. I mean, Shanine can probably tell you about this. When we all get together, we get to talking and laughing so much that we're not paying attention to our cards. And we either stamp on the wrong thing, cut the wrong thing, have our cards upside down. It happens. So I always tell everybody, make sure you know where your up is. Especially when you're working with directional paper. This is not necessarily directional paper. Directional paper means like if there was, let's say, birds on this, and obviously the bird's head is up here and the body is down here, then definitely directional. Susie, no fair. You're getting ready for a class. So yes, Susie's been stamping. I get that. So wait, you know what? I didn't finish stamping this. What the heck? I was talking. Sorry, I got to put the little propeller, and where's it at? What was I thinking? All right. Yeah, I'm not going to say Susie's cheating, but she is getting ready. She's a demonstrator. She is getting ready for a class. So she's probably done, yes, a lot of stamping. Plus, she was just at my class yesterday. So she did some stamping there. Okay, so see how cute? Look how cute the submarine is with the propeller. Okay. All right, again, because I moved this to the side, I'm going to double check and I'm going to look. This is up. I'm going to lay it this way because I want my sentiment to be up. Of course, I think it would be funny if I, for my grandkids, I would be okay doing it, sending one that's upside down. I'm glad you're backing me up on that, Shanine, with we get to talking and having fun. Okay, so there's that part. So now we're going to bring in the other part, which is the double fold. Okay, and so this one, we're going to do a mountain fold, a valley fold, and then we got to get all these panels in here. Okay, and then this is our centerpiece, so we need another valley fold right beside that, and then that other end piece is going to be we're going to fold it down, so that's our mountain fold. Okay. So that I don't mess it up, I'm going to put my centerpiece in first. Because, like I just told you guys, I am talking and stamping and looking up and trying to answer questions. So there's a good chance I might mess something up tonight. Chances are high, people. All right, so there's our centerpiece. Okay, I got to look at this because I kind of offset. Okay, so the one with the little octopus. Guys, I love this set. There's something about all these little sea creatures with goggles and snorkels on that it just tickles me. And now, those of you that may not have this set, but you have maybe the turtle set, or any other under the sea. I know, Susie, you just did a paper pumpkin with the seahorses. That would work good for this fun fold as well. Shanine. I know. And I feel bad because like I said, I should have showed this to you guys when you could have gotten it as a bundle. Oh no. I had a big old thing of glue on my hand and I just got it on there. So let me bring in my glue eraser and we're going to get that glue off of there. Because that's bad, very bad. Okay, so these are the ones that you have to be kind of careful with because see how they've got like the lines that go out. So you want the thinner side to the inside, if that makes sense. All right. Let's go. And if there's any of you watching on YouTube, oh, hey Deb, glad you're here. So we've done tons of stamping. So I used 10 different colors tonight, 10, count them 10. And we're using the Submarine Life for those of you just coming in. This is going to be a double fun fold. Now, I learned this because I do these online retreats with Lisa Curcio and her daughter Gina and Kylie and Bruno Bertucci, and they teach us these really cool fun folds. So all the credit, this one was Lisa's idea, so all the credit to Lisa on this one. Okay, this is probably the scariest part, is trying to get this centered, all right? And so the way this is going to fold is this is going to fold in this way, this is going to fold in this way, and it's a little stiff when you first do that and it really wants to bounce up. So what's the word, ladies? We are going to burnish like you've never burnished before. And so what I will do is I will actually open these and get my bone folder in between and make sure that I'm getting a good burnish on those, because even though we score those lines, it just doesn't always fit perfectly, but it will fold. And so that's how this piece folds. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to get this set in here. And for those of you that don't ever feel like you can center anything, I'm going to show you how to cheat tonight. Okay. So I'm going to set this here and I'm going to lay this down and I'm going to make sure that I have this somewhat centered. Actually, it needs to be pretty well centered. I'm kind of looking like, is that going down the middle? Is this going down the middle here? Do I have the same amount of space up there as I have down there? And I am just going to take a pencil and very lightly just draw in this center section. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my silver pencil while I've got this laying here, and oh my gosh, I can't see. I'm going to draw a line. I think I drew the line not on this. It's erasable if I did get it on there. But because I've got my center, I'm going to draw this line as well. Okay, we're going to pull it up now. I don't know if I can get that close enough where you can see those lines that I drew, and it's going to be fine. So now we're going to bring in our paper snips or scissors. Most of you call them scissors. And where this line is, we want to cut just a little bit above that. So we're just going to snip that a little bit above. And then we're going to bring this up. Sorry, my allergies have been horrendous, and I seriously cannot see right now. So I really am kind of doing this blind. My eyes get really fuzzy. I even put some eye drops in, which I never do, right before this started because I thought, dang, I really need to be able to see tonight. Okay, same thing on this side. We're going to go right above that little silver line. So you don't have to worry about erasing it. And I don't even erase my other pencil line because once I get this in place, you can't even see that pencil line. Okay, and above it. All right, so that's what we have so far, okay? Now, before I put all this together, I need to build my little submarine here that's going to kind of go on the front of my card. He actually is going to go on the belly band. There's a belly band on this one that helped close this. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here. That way I can kind of let him dry a little bit. And for those of you that are joining late, why do I have a yellow submarine? Who in my family would be very upset with me if I didn't make the submarine yellow? Let's see if you guys can guess that, because I have talked about this before in my videos. Let's see who can guess it. Of course, Shanine and Colleen already know the answer to this. Shanine, you already have this. If I don't know what, I gave this away to all of you guys at one of my Christmas card classes. So check your bags, because this was one of the things that I gave you guys. Susie, yes, Aurora. She loves the Beatles. And there was just no way that I could make a submarine and not make it yellow. Good job, Susie. All right, so this is going to go down. Aurora is my granddaughter, for those of you that don't know. She thinks that she was supposed to be born in the 70s because that's how she dresses. And she likes all of my 70s music. She actually went out and bought a record player and likes vinyls. Okay, you know what? Sorry. I'm not paying attention and you guys aren't able to see what I'm doing. Okay. Now, this part is going to stick up. So I cut, remember how I punched out that extra little top for this submarine? And I'm just going to put that back there because it's going to help support this little spyglass, whatever they're called, where when you're in the submarine, you know, you look through the little goggles and that's where it shows. Okay, he's built now. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? All right. Oh my gosh, I keep doing that. I keep pulling the top out of my glue. Okay. Everybody breathe. We're going to get this put together. Okay. I think I'll move that because there might be glue on it. Okay. I think I'm getting anxious. Again, I'm using Stampin' Sale Plus. Periscope. Thank you, Susie. Periscope. That is right. I always tend to lose my words. Oh, this is one thing I do want to point out to you guys. When you're doing stuff like this and there's areas that you know that you're going to be maybe putting glue on, you can go ahead and mark it with like this silver pencil. So like before I even put all this down, I could have gone back here and I could have just said, this is my centerpiece. And I want to make sure that I put my center on my center. So anytime you're working with fun fold cards, that is highly helpful to kind of mark your, especially when you have a card like this, that it's a double fun fold. Okay, so again, I'm using Stampin' Sale Plus. You can use tear and tape as well. You could use liquid glue. It's just not going to hold as good, guys. And again, any time that you move something that's movable, you really want the, you know, a solid glue. Okay, so this is how I do this. So there's my pencil line. I am going to line that up with that pencil line and then slowly lay this down so that it hits that top pencil line. Okay, so now we've got this. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to fold this open, and I'm going to run a strip of Stampin' Sale Plus, and then we're going to take this and we're just going to lay that down onto that little tab. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now you guys know why I only did one card tonight, right? And lay it down. Okay. Now, are you ready for the magic? Okay, here we go. So when it closes, it's going to close like this, and like this, and like this. And again, you've got to do a little bit of burnishing. You know, you guys know when we first do cards, sometimes they just don't want to lay down. And you don't have to put a belly band on this, but I kind of felt like it needed it. So now, remember when I did all those bubbles on this belly band? So now to do my belly band, I'm just going to take this piece. I didn't score it. I'm just going to wrap it around and then bring this around. Okay, again, I'm going to bring that back, and I am going to do a little strip of Stampin' Sale Plus. That's going to be on there like that. Then we are going to add our little submarine here to the front. And so by doing my what I call dry run, I can see I can put glue here, I can put glue here, all the way to just to the top, because I don't want any glue anywhere but that's going to be attached to that belly band. So I know I can put glue here and basically all the way here, and even a little bit right there. So now we're going to flip this over. And stick that down. And guys, our card is done. So this belly band is just going to go right up. That's why I like folding belly bands, by the way. So if you score them, they sometimes end up too tight. But do you see how easy that slid up? So then you slide this open. They open their card. It says happy birthday. It'll stand up for them. See? That's what it looks like. So this is something that they can put. It's going to look like that. And, oh, I guess I'll do it this way. And that's what it will look like sitting on a dresser or whatever. And then because there's not a lot of place to sign here, that's why I put that piece on the back so that you could write a little note and sign it. So what do you guys think? Yes? No? Fun? And then the belly band will slip back on. If I can get this to close a little tighter. There we go. And there's your card. Woohoo! Fun fold, 10 colors, stamping like crazy tonight. So I would call this a simple stamping card, except for the fun fold option on this. Right? But anyway, guys, what a fun card. Fun card. I really wanted to show this to you. So again, I'm just going to go over my upcoming events really quick, or actually first okay, so that is the DSP that I used, Full of Life DSP. And then I used the Submarine Life stamp set and the Submarine Life Builder Punch. They used to be a bundle. They aren't now. You have to buy them separate. Okay, so there's all of those numbers. And just as a reminder, okay, for anybody on here, if you guys place a $40 order with me, you're going to get all of the card kits and the PDFs for my Christmas in July craft along. And we are going to be making, I think, 4 or 5 cards. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, guys. I'm so glad you thought it was fun. And you can actually scan the QR codes that I'm putting up here. So how do you get the PDF for tonight? I'm sure that's the question everybody has. It's right there, guys. All you have to do is scan that QR code and sign up for my newsletter, and you will get the PDF on how to make this card. And I hope you guys are thinking about other stamp sets and other designer series paper that you can use for this card. Okay, and then if you guys have any friends that are just getting started, I'm doing that card making 101 class. And you know, let them know, tell them to reach out to me, and I'll let them know how to get signed up for that. All right, I got a lot going on this month, man. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I've been so excited. Like I said, this Submarine Life I've been wanting to play with for a long time. And I apologize that I waited until after it wasn't a bundle anymore. But so much fun, so many things that you can do with it. I mean, I literally stamped so much stuff tonight, and it was all in that stamp set. Let me show you the stamp set. Guys, I literally used everything except for the ground, these little fish. Oh, there's still a lot left. The ground, these little fish, the snail, the flag, the bird, and a couple of the sentiments. Everything else, oh, sorry. Let me put it that way. So guys, this is an amazing set. There's so much you can do with this, plus the snorkel. The little snorkel creatures are just amazing. All right. So yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 12 stamps on blocks right now. Plus I use 10 colors. I know I'm going on and on about the colors, right? Because I usually don't stamp that much with that many colors. Anyway, guys, thank you for your time. I so appreciate it. I know how precious time is. And when I see you guys on here and you're interacting with me, it just does my heart good. So everybody have a great night. Don't forget, $40 order anytime this month, and you will get all the card kits and the PDFs to do that Christmas in July craft along. And I did, this is Iconic Celebration Suite. I took the stamp sets, the paper, everything comes from that. And it is an online only, so you won't see it in any catalog. You have to go on and put that number in, or just put in Iconic if you don't want to buy the whole suite, and then you can buy parts and pieces of it. All right, guys, everybody have a good night, and go stamp, right? Go stamp. Susie, you can take the night off.